Hi, Charlie. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Stefan?
Yeah, good, thanks. It's quite late at night here in the UK.
I
So
appreciate you staying up for me.
no, it's all good. No, I really enjoyed the movie. I obviously haven't got too long today, so I'll just get started. But I was just wondering, when I saw this film, one of the things that struck me was just the incredibly authentic portrayal from you and dealing with a character with so many complexities and kind of nuances. And I was wondering about the research into not just this kind of world, but yeah, into this mental illness, and if you spoke to people or and how you sort of found accessed the character here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was really the first step with it. And after, you know, I was going to be a part of it, that was the first thought I had, which was, I need to educate myself as much as possible because the last thing I would ever want is being in a situation where, number one, I just got to set and felt like I had no real idea as to how these things would actually go down, or, didn't feel like I could even stand up for, the truth of what it's like to live with this every day. So that was definitely, so important. And I really just did so in having conversations with people, mainly psychiatrists that were provided through Tor and through Pete and Mickey, who produced the film. Um, and they had conversations with these guys, but these psychiatrists who specialize in recently diagnosed or people who, in the last couple of years have been dealing with schizophrenia, and most of those patients being boys between the ages of about 17 to 22. So that was huge because that really gave me the perspective more so on, yes, like the actual experience itself, and when you're experiencing psychosis and a psychotic break, what that actually feels like and looks like, but then also every day surrounding what that experience is like as well, and what just the everyday in terms of emotionally how this illness affects people in terms of their goals, their hopes and dreams, things like that obviously is a huge part of the story, but I think is not talked about as much by people.
It must be one of the most incredible aspects of your job. Is this you're kind of constantly putting on new masks and getting into the heads of different people? It must give you such an incredible kind of understanding of the world that we inhabit because you're always accessing the kind of different people and different minds and personalities. And I guess this character must have been one of your biggest challenges. But is it in some ways, is that challenge part of the kind of excitement of this career that you've got?
Oh, absolutely. I kind of play a trick with myself when I'm reading a script that I like. If I'm finding moments where I'm going, I have no idea how to do this, that's how I know that I should absolutely be doing that if I can. Because I think that's really the whole point, is just to learn and to grow from that learning. And yeah, this was a huge opportunity to do this. And I also just happened to be really separately passionate and interested about mental health, less specifically schizophrenia. But then once this really opened the door to that, it was just so fascinating, and I mean heartbreaking at times, but also like just really insightful, I think, and connected back to so many different things. And that's why I think a lot of people can really appreciate this movie regardless of your relationship with mental health. I just think there's so much to pull from it, hopefully. But
Yeah, and I
yeah.
feel like this film. So I feel like this film could kind of do for a sort of could be mean so much to a kind of younger generation. It has the kind of hallmarks of a real classic kind of coming of age, kind of high school set movie. I'm just wondering what film did that for you. Have you got an example of a film that you remember really just capturing that kind of experience for you and meaning a lot to you when you were growing up?
What would that movie be? Oh gosh, that's tough. I mean, I would say, like, even though it was a little bit later, I think I was more like 15 when I saw it. I would say definitely like Stand By Me was one of those movies for me that was just like, wow, I don't think I had seen young people playing young people that were that complex, that were just that honest and open about. I hadn't seen Kids yet or something like that, but that was really my first time, I think, getting to watch young people do that and really being inspired, as well as an actor, but just as a fellow young person myself.
Cool, brilliant. Well, I could go on for much longer, but these interviews are so short. But thank you so much for your time today, Charlie.
Yeah,
And best
thanks.
of luck with everything. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey!